So
this is your first business?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Walk me through that. What's it been like? I mean, you're almost, 18 months, 20, almost to 2 years. I mean, what was some of the pros? What are some of the cons that you've learned over the last few months?
Oh my gosh, I've learned so much. And it has definitely been a roller coaster. And I think if I knew then what I knew now, I think the chances are I probably wouldn't have punched through. But then again, we've adopted out over 400 cats. We're helping people, helping rescues by giving them a voice, giving them a showcase where they're showcasing their cats in a beautiful facility as opposed to their garage or an office building. They have a nice environment, peaceful environment. And the cats, some of them aren't even looking for homes anymore. They think they found it. But yet we know full well that for a cat to find a home here, they're better off than just being in this particular facility. We're just trying to make them comfortable, not necessarily let them stay here, ad infinitum.
So what specifically do you think about as to why you just said, had I known what I was getting into, I might not have pulled the trigger, basically. Is there anything specifically that makes you feel that way? Like what was really tough about something? Maybe?
Right. Well, that's a hard question for me to really go into.
I give you as you're pondering that, I give you a ton of credit for pushing through. I mean, that's one of the things that I love so much about the entrepreneurial spirit is, through the darkest days, you've got to find a way.
That's right. And
is your husband still involved with the business still
absolutely.
To this point?
In fact, he's one of my cheerleaders. He understands that we still have to invest money into this project, and he's not backing down. He's absolutely 100% got my back.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that. So we have another question in terms of any advice for new business starters. A significant other, spouse, whatever the case is. I mean, having that backing and having that support from the very beginning is really, really important because especially during those low times when you're like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get through this? Yeah, we really got to buckle up. We're eating peanut butter and jelly for the next week. Whatever the case is,
peanut butter and jelly is good.
I know. I eat it I eat it all the time. It's my go-to lunch. But you have to have that backing and that support from inside your household in order to push forward. And if you don't have it, it can make it for a really rocky road.
Oh, no kidding. As I said, I've never met a man more faithful than Julie Easterbrooks, hands down. And it's also a spiritual thing for me. I don't believe if I have in fact found my calling and I felt, led into this, that the powers that be are going to let me fail. I really had to discover in my innermost being my spiritual self as well, and that God isn't just going to let me down. He's not going to set me up for failure. He's going to see me through, and that's what I really felt happened, especially a year ago when I didn't have any cats and I didn't have any employees, and we had to scramble around. And then the good news is what shelters I did find were really, really, really grateful that Kitty Kingdom did reach out to them, and we got some really good work done.
I mean, think about this, right? You really have October of 2020 to now is what? 15 months, 16 months, 18 months. I'm terrible at math. Just look at my SATs from high school. 400 cats. I mean, that's almost a cat a day. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive if you think about it. There's plenty of people who can't sell a product a day, and you're selling one basically every single day. So kudos to you for that. In there, you said no cats at some points and no teammates, and it sounds like it was terrifying for you. What did you do to push through during that situation?
Yeah. And but we did. It was like one of those, God closes the door, opens up a window, and he opened up two windows, Little Roar Cat Rescue and Squishy Face Crew in Fredericksburg, and they started bringing me cats. And this time last year, I had paws on the floor again, and it's taken a bit to get into the groove. Now I have Scat Incorporated, I have Garfield's Rescue helping us out along with Little Roar still, and we're doing it.
So
I've got two cats that are applied for today that might find a home, later on this week.
So for those that are listening that aren't familiar with Virginia geography, you said Fredericksburg, and you're in Chesapeake, and from a drive time, I mean, that's
2 hours at least.
I was thinking three.
Well,
three and a half hours.
Half hours, and but we have they've gone on to bigger and better stuff. They moved into another facility, and when they did that, they thought it was cost ineffective to bring their cats down when they had a big facility in Fredericksburg. And kudos to them. I totally understand that. And then, but we have Garfield's, which is up in Kilmarnock, and they have a 2.5 hour drive, and they have the lion's share of the cats here. And we ended up, I think, doubling their adoption rates in 1 month, and over the time we've managed to help them adopt out more kitties just in the beginning of the year than they adopted out all of last year. So we really helped them out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, to me, that's another really great stat number to celebrate. Is, I mean, if you have people that are traveling that far to support you and the mission that you have, that's pretty significant. A lot of people can't sell anything to start a business, let alone having supporters driving from that far away. What do you attribute to getting the word out? What different types of marketing or messaging did you implement to get the word out about what you're doing?
I wish I was more media savvy, but I'm not. What I did do is we finally decided to put a lot of our marketing into radio advertisement, and that's helped significantly. Every once in a while, I get an employee that is really good on Instagram or Facebook, and we really benefit from those particular kids that know their way around social media. But one of our biggest ways of getting cats or getting customers in for our cats and kittens is through Pet Finder or Adopt a Pet. My shelter, Garfield's, is a member of Pet Finder, and they tell Pet Finder that their cats are in the 23322 zip code, and we get a lot of people to come in and see the cats from what they hear about the cats on their Pet Finder search. That's been a huge help.
That's interesting. So that's that by you being able to use that third party, that other resource, they're learning about you.
Mm-hmm.
They can come in there. They see that. That's pretty good. Do you pay for that service? Is there?
No, and it's free to the shelter as well.
Interesting. What is it about? What is it about pets that just people freak out over? Like, I mean, it doesn't matter if you post a picture of a dog, a cat, a whale. It doesn't matter. Like a donkey, a sheep, a goat, a whatever, a buffalo. if you post a damn animal online, it's gonna get a tremendous amount of like engagement, like way more than humans. Because if I post a picture of myself, no one cares. But if I post a picture of my dog, people are gonna be like, "Oh my goodness!"
I mean, did you hear about the hotel you can stay at in Texas, where the giraffes will come up to your the window of your room?
No, but everything is bigger in Texas, so
so it's one of those things that I guess that went viral on TikTok, and now they're like booked out for like a year and a half, 2 years, or some crazy thing that.
So it's like a hotel with like an African safari built into it.
Yeah,
fantastic
for giraffes. Yeah, a giraffe hotel of some kind. So.
So I get
there's nothing kitten can't cure. But YouTube started because of cat videos. So
is that true?
Well, it really started their popularity. It was like everybody was posting their cat video, and it seemed that's like when YouTube really started to be noticed.
I bet my mom is big into that. She probably watches cat videos all day.
I have a group up all the time.
We have a group chat, and so she'll send me pictures of like her cats playing on her at work. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, it's just to take that passion and leverage that. I mean, it's really it's interesting. This is one of the things that I love so much about this show is because what you think on the surface, and then once you really dig in a little bit, I mean, you've really evolved the cat adoption, how it's conducted, and just really made a cool thing out of it. So kudos to you.
The giraffe place is called Long Neck Manor, by the way. A guest has texted me the place. Sounds
to answer somebody else's question, what advice would I give to somebody opening up a business? I could not have done this without a mentor as well. There's a gentleman, Chuck Patton, who owns Perfect Day Cafe in Louisville, Kentucky, and he's also opened up 2 more cat cafes in Indianapolis or Indiana and in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken, or in another part of Kentucky. Anyways, without his advice, we wouldn't be here either.
When you really chat with him, what do you talk to him about? Like, what are some of the questions that you'll ask him, or some of the advice that he'll give you?
About relations with cat rescues and shelters, about insurance, and about pricing and where most of my income is going to come in. Yeah, we have a great little cafe, and you can depend upon the cafe being like 6 to 10% of your income. You really need to make sure that it's understood that your income, 90% of it is just going to be coming from the admission cost for your cafe.
I've been directly involved within our entrepreneurial community for years. And the most common question I get is, Tim, I want to get involved, but I don't know what events I should attend. Well, StartWheel eliminates that pain point because we consolidate all the events you should attend into a single calendar. Now you'll be in the know and see where to spend your time. Gone is the need to search multiple websites and calendars. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.